Today I'm going to show you how to combine the Majapahit CB, so the one that lets you subjugate any nation in one war, with being the Shogunate, which allows you to have as many vassals as you want with no diplo penalty. To do this, we're first going to need to do our mission tree, and then we'll culture shift, and we just need to take over Kyoto to become the Shogunate. If you guys enjoy this, please consider subscribing. Trying to get 20k by the end of the month, that'd be huge for my channel. So if you like the content, I would appreciate a sub and a like. Definitely helps out the channel. With that out of the way, let's get into the gameplay. I'm going to start with the states, and I'm just going to be doing the admin manor privilege and the mill manor privilege. Other than that, we're just going to kind of do standard estates, so religious diplomats, increased levies, supremacy, patronage, indebted to the merchant guild, and free enterprise. And we'll go ahead and seize land. And for our deity, I think if we just go to the diplo rep 1, I'm going to start by fabricating a claim on this guy to the right. And this nation starts with a disaster that's going to trigger basically as soon as we get the first month tick. So we'll see that here, the fall of Majapahit. Lose 5 stability, lose 50 legitimacy. I'm going to look for a stab cost advisor. Just going to go through and fish for one because that's going to be helpful. There's one. First try. That's some nice luck. Also just going to grab an advisor in each group. Level 1. I'm going to build my navy a bit. I want to have 16 cogs. I'm okay going over 4 summit with my navy as well. I can get rid of my trade ships too, as my focus is going to be on combat early. 10 galleys, 16 cogs should be good. This is a 10-year disaster. So we have a couple objectives here. We need to get our stab up to 2, legitimacy 90. We need an extra vassal in all vassals below 50 liberty desire. And then finally, we just have to have it going on for 10 years. The war over here is usually what I prefer to go to first. But whatever war you can do to get extra subjects should be fine. And you'll get a hero emerges here, which is a pretty nice mission. Make sure you pick the top option. And just to note, you can actually walk to the uncolonized land to get this done. So you can just kind of like queue back and forth a million times. And you probably will end up getting 5 wins. Of course, we need to put him in the army. What we want to do is make sure we don't have an heir winning 5 battles. So we're going to disinherit. If we were min-max, we could have waited until we won 4 battles, just in case we got really bad luck and we got an heir immediately. But I'm just kind of queuing a little bit more back and forth. We have 3 battles won. Should be 4, and then 5. And we're going to go ahead and select this top option to make him our heir. We get a 4/4/5 heir. Really, really solid. So we got a stability back from that event as well, so that's pretty nice. And we almost have our claims done. Our ships are still building up, though. So I'm just going to wait for my ships to build up, and then we're going to get ready to go to war. Grab an admiral. So I'm going to improve with bone just to make this first war a bit easier for me. I'm going to ally to bone, and then I'm going to get military access. So that way I can get my troops in position before the war. I also want to recruit up a few more troops. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple more infantry and an extra cavalry just to make it a clean 12-4. So I got my stab to +1 now. I'm going to grab this support the Aviata movement for national unrest and missionary strength. I can set some rivals here. I'm in position here, so I'm just going to go ahead and declare war on Makassar. I'm actually going to promise Bone land, but I won't be giving him anything. But he could be a good distraction. We do have enough ships to barrage, so we can do that. So that siege is over nice and quick. And we have this other guy in the war. Okay, my leader died, which is pretty nice. Well, it's not so nice that they got 14 pretenders. But we did get our 4/4/5 in control, so that's good. But yeah, the 14,000 pretenders aren't so good. That's all right. Grab the Dips Rep and improve relations guy again. We'll have to go home and deal with our rebels soon. But hopefully get the siege soon. This is the fort that does not siege. 569 days, kind of feels bad. It's really rough to siege out here sometimes. You lose a lot of manpower. I'm definitely hard out of manpower now. And those rebels are going to be a problem. I'm going to have to go home and try to deal with that. I'm going to have merc up a bit, maybe free company. You get an event where you can get 500 gold, but I would not recommend this because it screws up your mission. So just pick the second option. I'm going to go ahead and tributary Luwu. I'm also going to tributary Makassar. So we got 2 more tributaries. And I assume that'll break lines with my ally. He won't like that. And we need to start improving relations with our new tributaries. And this is kind of a scary situation with the rebels. Might need another merc group to make it safe. Yeah, I think we will grab another merc group just because that's quite a few rebels. We're kind of out of manpower. Just going to barrage assault on this fort here. Then I will get ready to kill these pretenders. There we go. Kind of a brutal amount of pretenders there, but it's all good. What's fortunate about my leader dying is that I got max legitimacy there. So that is pretty helpful. But I'm going to stab up to 2 for that mission. So that's one of the 3 missions done we need for the disaster. That one we should be able to get. We just need to get them to be loyal. I'm good there. So I'm going to get rid of the mercs now. And we're just going to stabilize a bit. We have 3 years so we can end the disaster. And we're kind of on pace to do that already. There's not really anything else we need to do, but wait, get our relations up a bit. We could pay our way out of this too. I'm going to turn off our maintenance and just try to save money. I'm just going to take a loan, so maybe I can just pay tribute to these guys, but so gifts. Let's take another 2 loans. Session's done here. The liberty desire and subjects goes down. And we'll grab mill 4. Make sure you're seizing land on cooldown. Just 1 more year until we can get rid of our disaster. Everything's on pace to where it should be. It's totally fine if you went for different tributaries and things like that. Doesn't really make a huge difference. You just want to make sure you get these 3 missions done. So the 10 years have passed. We'll go and grab that mission, and then we can finally prevent the collapse. And we get an extra diplo relation to the end of the game. And I intentionally did this mission ahead of time. So I grabbed I knew I needed 6 vassals. So I went ahead and grabbed an extra vassal in the last war. This makes all my tributaries into vassals. And they get negative 100 liberty desire for 15 years. So pretty nice. And I'm going to grant strong duchies straight away. And I get a free stability here. I'm going to grab compromise with the nobility for a 2-2. I'm going to go ahead and roll Mary with all my subjects now that that doesn't cost any extra relation slots. Really nice feature they added in the patch. I do appreciate it. This gives you some extra improved relations mods as well. So I'm just going through and improving with different subjects, making sure I have them all in good standings. At this point, I just kind of look for any wars that are easy. Just kind of, I do want to eventually annex Sunda, so I'm kind of looking at that as a possibility. Shouldn't be too difficult. Could do that. We could also look for other wars. There's lots of options. Grab L5 here. We'll think about diving for the institution soon. So I'm going to go ahead and declare this war in Tidor now. I want to help him complete his mission tree and start colonizing for us, so we're going to do that. This is a pretty attrition-heavy area, too. When you're sieging on these islands, you're going to take quite a bit of attrition. Let's use done. I'm just going to go for the stack wipe on him here. In this region, you can feel free to take provinces without worrying about AE, mostly because there's so many different religious groups. You have Animist, Hindu, and Sunni, and Theravada kind of split up. Don't go too crazy, of course, but you should feel free to take things even if you didn't co-belligerate. Like, these 2 provinces I'm going to snag. I'm not going to keep any forts, though. And part of me wanting to snag these provinces is eventually I want to get in range of attacking Ryukyu, but we'll get to that way later. Just something to keep in mind. So we're going to go down and finish off that war, siege out this guy. The only real struggle with a war like this is the attrition, but it should be a pretty easy battle there. And I forgot to do this earlier, but I should be diverting trade to my subjects. I'm going to go ahead and vassalize Tudor here. We want to get him colonizing sooner than later. And to make him colonize, we're going to need to take out turn 8. This is because he has a mission here where the other one needs to not exist. So I believe you can actually do the same thing with this guy, but you can only do it for one of them. I'm going to save my diplo points and not tech to 5 so I can start doing influence ideas. So I'm going to go ahead and go to war turn 8. This is for my subjects mission. Again, I mentioned that earlier. You should have a claim as well. So I'm going to grab admin 5. Going to be picking up influence ideas, and we'll just start getting through those as fast as possible. The first one, income from vassals, is super helpful though. Well, it will drain your vassals, making them not as strong. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword there. So I'm going to end this war. I'm going to be giving away occupancy to our subject here. Go ahead and annex him and get some money. And this guy should be able to colonize for you now. So we're just going to go through and look for basically the path of least resistance in wars. We can eventually annex our subject, so that's going to be a few more years, I think. I'm going to declare a quick war on Bhutan. He has no allies, it's just free land. We always need to make sure we have enough ships to transport an entire army, so right now we need to build an extra transport. I try to match my cogs to my army size. Just going to grab colonization with that quick war. So during this time, I've been improving relations with 3 subjects. I figure I have 3 diplomats, so I want to start annexing 3 subjects. Obviously, when we annex those guys, it's going to piss off a lot of the other people, so kind of just want to start them all at the same time, and then we'll have to wait some time to be able to get the next subjects. So I'm going to start annexing Luwu. Then we'll start annexing Blam Bangan, if that's how it's said. Pretty crazy name. And then I'm going to start annexing Bali. So I kind of wanted to consolidate this region. I also do want to take out Sunda. We'll get to that soon. I can grab Mill 6 here. I should have a pretty big advantage. So it might be a very opportune time to attack Sunda, which we're annexing, so we don't have any diplomats to go to war. These annexations are pretty quick. Oh, I need to grab the integration policy too. I kind of almost forgot that. Wouldn't it be ideal to lose that diplo rep? So there was the first one annexed, so that means we should be able to declare war again. It looks like this guy's ally is not willing to help him at the moment, which is nice, so we'll just go ahead and declare war. Even if his ally was there, though, I would be more than happy to declare the war. The main goal here is just, I want to consolidate this area, so eventually I want to own everything. And I'm thinking that I want to try to get rid of some of the subjects if I can, but it is going to be a bit before I can annex the other subjects. They're going to take a huge relation penalty. But we will start improving with the other subjects, regardless. I inherited a bunch of navies, probably too many navies. So I just need to kind of consolidate those and figure out what's going on there. Probably get rid of any trade ships for now. It is nice to have a good navy, though. This is a bit of a weird turn of events. I feel like usually Brunei is the strong one, but in this case, Stannis kind of took him over. So a little bit weird in my game. All right, we annexed another person. Just going to get rid of all his ships and probably his armies. I don't think I'm going to be able to get my relations with my other guys up. I'll probably just have to wait a bunch of years because I think I've already improved to the max with most of them. We'll do the best we can to get our relations to 200 with those and annex those soon. I'm just going to raise autonomy in a few places because they're on islands, and that seems kind of annoying for me. So up to you guys if you want to fight rebels on islands, but I'm not a fan. I'm going to separate piece Sambus. I just want to get a foothold and then nothing else because I want a short truce. I could take money if I wanted to, but I think I'm okay to not. And then for this main war, I'm just going to grab colonization and whatever money I can get. Got a mission here for my relations with Sunda, which just means that he's gone. which is, you know, fine. We're going to go ready the dev for the institution now. I think Mill 6 is a good time for it. We'll start deving up, and anytime we can expand infrastructure, we should. I'm only going to use admin and mill to dev the institution at the moment. I want to focus my dip for ideas. One thing to note is I'm planning to unstate everything anyway, so there's no point of full stating new provinces that we conquer, because we're going to be having to culture shift. Just something to save a little bit of your admin points. That way we can continue to dev the institution. Make sure we expand infrastructure at 30 though. So right now we're at 57% institution. We just gotta kind of keep going as we can. Always takes a bit to dev for the institution. Be sure to divert trade on any new subject you acquire. We're gonna be getting a bunch more subjects here, and we want to make sure that we divert trade, because this trade node is really, really good. I'm gonna start working on these guys up here. Just try to get them all subjugated or otherwise conquered. I do need to get a province at the top though, so I actually need a core one at the top. That way I'm closer to Ryukyu. Kind of mentioned that earlier. Though I want to avoid fighting Ming, of course. So we'll go ahead and just declare on Matus, and we'll be fighting 2 of these guys over here, basically. This is my favorite type of gameplay, guys. Ship gameplay. If you have a good navy, it's not so bad. I do have some annoying rebels on the way, and I'm trying to sort out what I can do about that. I should have not declared the war until I dealt with these rebels, because that probably means I need a merc group, unfortunately. So I'm going to grab the Grand Company. I'm just going to barrage a soul here just because it's under 1,000 garrison, and we have ships and can do that, so it's pretty nice. One thing nice about naval combat early, you have cannons. So we're going to just go basically selling to these provinces one at a time and sieging them down. The combat is weird for me, not going to lie. A little bit out of my norm. Send another assault up here, which we probably shouldn't be doing because we don't have manpower. You'll be smarter than me and won't do that. Yeah, we're just trying to get all these regions locked in. But I'm going to be sure that I take this topmost province for myself. That way we're in range of Ryukyu for the future. We'll have to fight Ming when we want to fight Ryukyu. So as soon as we're feeling like we have enough ships to do that, we can. I'm going to build a flagship for the future. I'm just going to go for fleet morale, engagement width, and cannons. We're going to have to fight against Ming's army, so I do also want to grab a few other heavies. So I might even take a couple loans just so I can grab or start getting a couple heavies, because the idea is that we're going to actually be able to use our ships to farm Ming for money. And grab the diplo annexation cost now. That'll be helpful. And I do want to start integrating a few more of these subjects soon. I just want 3 subjects that can annex at the same time, similar to last time. And I'm not going to annex Tidor. I'm going to let him do his thing. You can see he's colonizing for me. In this war, I'm going to be annexing Bhutan, and then I'll go ahead and vassalize the other guy. Get some money. We still have this guy here, though, we need to take care of. Probably just going to go for a conquest war. I'm trying to somewhat split up, taking some provinces and getting some vassals. That way I'm kind of being more equal with my diplo and admin points. We still need to dev for the institution, so let's make sure that kind of we're getting that along. So we now have the institution here, which is good. I'm going to just divert trade even if it makes them disloyal for a bit. I'll be improving relations with them, so shouldn't be a problem. But trade is valuable here. Go ahead and declare war on Cebu. Just trying to finish off this region to the right, this kind of section. There's still going to be 2 more people I got to fight. I got to fight this guy after, but these wars are pretty free. Go ahead and grab the institution. We are now a great power. We're just annexing this guy, Cebu. Not much to say about that war. It's just super simple. He's got 4,000 men. So I'll declare war on Manila. Go ahead and jump into that. If we try to co-belligerate, it would be Ming, so we're not going to. But we're still going to take the provinces anyways. But I am kind of low on manpower. And we'll go ahead and mark up a bit here. Manpower is just a struggle. Just free company is fine. We're not doing terrible financially. We're in 15 loans. Nothing I'm too worried about. We also have the Bank of Ming that is going to be open for business soon. And speaking of that, I'm actually going to start building a spy network on Ming. And I'm actually going to take a few loans for this. I'm going to build 20 trade ships. And I'll show you why I'm doing that in a bit. Trade ships are here. So we're going to grab all those. And they're going to be quite costly. You can see we're paying way over for them. We're not going to keep them for long. They're just a temporary means to an end. And what I'm going to do is actually protect trade over in Canton. We're also going to transfer trade power here. And the reason we're doing all this is so we can get 10% trade power. And then we can go ahead and fabricate a claim on Ming. And it's the justified trade conflict. We're going to use the special CB to get some money out of Ming. I'm going to go ahead and end this war. I'll be taking 1 province and then just making a subject out of the other guy. That works for me. So this region up here is completely done. Can divert trade. But we have the CB on Ming we want to use now. And I'm just actually going to get rid of the trade ships because I don't want to pay for them anymore. And I'm going to group up my navies now. I'm going to go ahead and enable scuttlage on my subjects I want to annex during the war. So these 2 guys and then this guy. Still need to improve with this guy a little more though. Now we're going to use the CB you guys probably never seen before. Blockade ports. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen this CB before. So all you need to do is blockade 1 port to get the ticking war score. Yeah, you can see we got the ticking war score now. And basically, we probably just want to find his ships and make sure that he doesn't blockade our port, because he basically stops the war if he's blockading our port. But I don't know where the hell his ships are. So I got to kind of like keep my eye out. Oh, there they are. I found them. So this is perfect. I got his navy blocked. He probably won't go for it either. I have more heavies. No, I don't. I wanted to have more heavies, but that's that counts. Hopefully if it's enough ships or we are throwing. We'll see. If he doesn't do anything, we get a lot of money. Pretty simple. But in the meantime, while this war is happening, I'm going to start annexing my 3 subjects that I prepared to annex. So let's go ahead and get those done. And we won't have any diplomats. So annex Banjar. Anyway, let's start annexing Palembang. So that's perfect. I can grab Tech 7 and get cannons for the future. That'll be nice. So basically just waiting for these vassalizations to finish and this war to progress. It's going to take a couple of years for this war. Basically just want max war score and then we're going to take max money. It will actually cause devastation for his mandate because you're blockading a port. So all those provinces take devastation. And if I wanted to be greedy, I could split up these and do more, but I want to make sure he doesn't get out of the port. So we're just not going to risk it. We did annex a subject there though. And we'll annex 2 more. I'm just going to get rid of their troops probably when they come in. I'll get rid of the mercs here. Forgot earlier. I'll scrap justified wars as per usual. I thought about the war taxes first because I don't really need the AE impact, but it's still probably more useful. So we're going to grab decentralized bureaucracy, especially because we're in half states in some of our nations, so it's going to be useful. There's kind of no point in wasting the admin points, though, so I think it's fine. We're going up to Tech 6 here. I'm just going to attack natives on this pathway through these provinces because I'm annoyed. I'm done with these guys. They keep attacking me every time I walk over. So I'm going to make so much money in the war, I'm just going to get advisors now. I thought about not, but, you know, Ming's about to be giving us a lot of money. I need like a gift from Korea. We'll love to see it. We are kind of recovering our manpower a bit, too, here. I'm going to send a couple extra ships to help this fleet, just in case they make it attacked. We're getting close to the max war score that we need. I'm just going to take a couple of ships and blockade more of his ports. There we go. It's a little bit more war score. So I'm not going to grab max money from the Bank of Ming. Very kind bank. And we should be out of debt completely. So that's a plus. We're pretty inflated, but it's fine. We'll grab the inflation policy and we can catch up on that. And I'll actually go ahead and just reduce my inflation a bunch here. Out of inflation, we're out of debt. Puts us in a pretty good spot. I need to form Malaya before we switch our cultures, so that's something we got to keep in mind. Before next war, we're actually going to add some cannons to our army as well. Well, assuming we have the manpower for it, which we currently do not. But we'll get there in a minute, I'm sure. Got our cannons going. So I'm going to head over here to get ready to go to war with these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and declare a Majapahit campaign on Sambas. I'll call in Bone, which probably won't do anything. Let's jump into the war. My navy's probably a bit too big, but I also have quite a large surplus of money. I feel like these wars are just very siege heavy. I'm barraging quite a bit here, but I'm not assaulting. I'm just trying to speed it up. And my military points are in a pretty good spot. So I'm kind of just sieging out like in one direction. Taking a bit of time, but it's not a big deal. You just gotta make sure they don't land on your land. Sometimes they actually can sneak that, and it's super annoying. My heir died, that's awkward. My guy's 66. Hopefully we can just get an heir soon, I guess. Maybe get the talent of Vicious Daughter. Just gonna go ahead and burger loan up. I'm gonna be going into debt anyways. I don't think money will be too stressful with being in the picture for so long as he can do that. And I called it. Love to see that. 656. Well, name her not bad. Perfect. So we chase down all their armies. Now we just need to get through with sieging them all. I realized a big mistake here. I should have collaborated this person in the war and I could have taken their land. And they literally would have brought no more people. So that's obviously just a mistake. So instead what I might do is just white peace them for a short truce. Unfortunate mistake there. But we do need to get over to Sulu. My leader died, but that's okay. We have a 656, so she just came of age. That is some blessed luck. Love to see that. I'm sure you guys will get the same luck. Just gonna keep going for the Diplo rep and improve relations mods for the deity. Then get Diplo up here. Slowly getting through influence. So I'm just gonna go ahead and annex Sulu. I'm gonna head over here to Kedah. I've got one of these ungodly long sieges over here. It's 585 days. Love to see that. So long I didn't even realize my points were kept. Call for peace is actually pretty long. Getting 0.45 a month because that took so long to siege. That aside, we'll just go ahead and vassalize Kedah and then vassalize Thambus and money. I'm tempted to go quantity, but I think I probably should go quality for the income from vassals and diplomatization cost. But there's definitely a temptation for quantity because, man, we are out of manpower. But we'll go ahead and start getting those ideas nonetheless. Looking for a national arrest advisor. There we go. You love the first try. Gonna golden nature. I like to golden nature as soon as possible, generally speaking. That's just as soon as I could here. I'm gonna get rid of these mercs over here. Just gonna grab the free company to deal with Bone for the next war. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to war with Kutai. Or Cutie if you prefer. I don't think this war will be particularly hard. That's his only fort. And Bone only has one fort as well. Probably barrage this as well. Grab my ships. Naval barrages are very useful. My Aventech is catching up pretty well. That means we should be able to core some stuff in war. And wow, that's misery. 15,000 religious rebels. Love to see that. I'll have to deal with those after the war. Just need to wrap up this war. It shouldn't be hard. So I know I actually need to own Kutai for myself. So I'm going to make sure to do that. I'll grab full annexation from Bone. And I got to deal with these 10,000 rebels. coalition's disbanding. I guess they're just not big enough. And in this war, I'm going to vassalize them, but I'm going to take every bit of land I can. The reason I'm doing that is because I need land specifically over here to form Malaya. You can see here I'm at 33, so I need to own 7 more provinces. So in the wars to come, I just need to make sure I snag 7 provinces. It shouldn't be too difficult. In fact, I should just need 1 more war to form Malaya. We'll get that kicked off soon. I'm going to build a bunch more trade ships again to do basically do a repeat of what we did with Ming before. But this time we're actually using the war to attack Ryukyu because he's a tributary of Ming. But we will go ahead and prepare to do that again. We've gathered a lot of debt since then, so it'll be helpful to get out of debt again. Do have some unhappy subjects I need to improve with still. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this tier 1 option because it's unique and it looks cool. Gives you some tolerance. You don't really need to do that. It's just something I like. I like to play a unique government reform sometimes, even if they're not the best. You're on that nation once, you might as well. Got my trade ships here. I do need to get a claim going with Ming. Let's get that going. So I'm just going to go over and protect trade again over here. I'm still getting through influence. Taking a while. I'm glad I built an extra 3 ships here because I'm at 9%. I need to be at 10 for the CB. So hopefully this extra 3 will make the difference. Just go and protect trade up here. Just so you understand how the CB works, you have to have 10% trade power in our node where they have 40%, I believe. Let me double check that. So they need to have at least 20% trade power and you need to have at least 10. That's how it works. Actually, still don't have enough trade power. What can we do? I'm going to get a naval policy for trade power, I think. So here we go. Naval policy, ship trade power. That should be the good. There we go. That way we can get that CB. So then we can fabricate that claim. It only costs 10 spy network, weirdly enough. So I'm going to justify trade conflict. So I'm going to grab my navy getting ready to go to war here. So I'm going to go ahead and declare war on Ming. It's going to be a blockade ports once again. And then I'm going to no CB Ryukyu. And I'm going to send my 20,000 guys over to Ryukyu. My navy is way too big at the moment. Should probably get rid of some of those ships. But I'm going to grab a full annexation of Ryukyu. We need this province because it's the culture we need to be. And I'm going to send my army down over to fight this guy next. And I want to see if I can autonomy up some of these rebels. I really don't have the capacity to fight rebels at the moment. Just harsh shoot a little bit. Trying to make them less mad. The last province that I need that's required is a province from Ayudia. That's probably horribly mispronounced. And we'll just go ahead and declare war on those guys. Let's get rid of our trade ships again. And let's send the rest of our navy over to deal with his navy. We do need to blockade his ports. That's the war goal, of course. And we're at the same time pushing up into here. We're going to need to save some points to move a capital to Ryukyu, so that's something we have to think about for the future. So he's just being a little sketchy over here, but hopefully we're not worried. It's got quite a bit of guys. He's a tech level below me, though. So hopefully that means he can't win. We're still kind of slowly winning this other war. And we want to get to his capital, get that sieging, finish up influence finally. And we're getting through quality. I'm going to mark up just in case back here. There's a lot of guys. They're making me a little bit nervous. Might as well just grab the independent army. No drama. But we've got the independent army here now. And we might as well go for this battle. Didn't even need the independent army, really. We played it safe, which I don't mind. But we can't have the independent army for like more than a few months, so we might as well throw their manpower into the ground. I'm going to send some assaults with this independent army before we get rid of them. Might as well. Again, we're going to send another assault with the independent army. We'll just have them assault with no leader. They've got this. So the war is looking pretty good so far. So I'm going to end the war here. We're taking 7 provinces, and specifically this one's one of the requirements. So that's the exact amount of provinces we need to form our nation here. We got to be appeased first, so after we finish our war, we can do that. And then it's going to be time to invade Japan next. I'll get rid of the independent army, and we'll do war taxes. We are in a lot of debt now, more than I should have been. Kind of was a little bit reckless, relying on the Bank of Ming, to be fair. But that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and grab max money from Ming. Again, you don't have to do this Ming thing if you don't want to. You'll be fine without it. But I'm going to try to fix my loans up a bit. So we're down to 12 loans. We're a little bit irresponsible with our money, to be honest. But I can reduce my inflation again. So it's not in the worst spot. We just need to get rid of some ships, really. And I do have an overkill amount of ships. Just want to make sure I won't with Ming. I'm going to go down to like 50 ships. So just get rid of a handful of more ships here. Just some galleys. We're down to 46, which is more than enough. I'm going to go ahead and form Malaya now. I'll hit no, we cannot abandon our routes, as my original ideas are more suited for this run. This one's completely cosmetic. I like the Majapahit Empire, and it's purple. I don't know if the other ones have different colors, but, you know, yeah, I like the Majapahit Empire. You have to admit this color is pretty nice. I like the purple. We might be looking at a little bit of a problem as the Ashikaga is currently getting killed. We still have a second. We're definitely cutting it close. We were a bit slow with this run. Probably should have been a bit faster. So I'm going to state up Ryukyu and move my capital there. And now it's going to be time to unstate everything, which will be a bit painful. I'm going to go ahead and concentrate dev because I need at least 20 dev in my capital. Maybe concentrated a little too much, but it's not a big deal. Just go ahead and promote culture to Kaiushin, then culture shift. We're doing that because we can grab the independent daimyo. I should get a CB. I'm going to go with the War for the Emperor CB. Although he is already getting murdered, so I have no idea how this is going to play out. We'll have to see. What do we ask for military access? Like from Yusiki? I don't really know. This is awkward. We're almost too late. So in your runs, you might want to pick up the pace just a bit compared to my run. It's going to be RNG a bit too, I'm sure. I mean, this is already sieged out, so I'm just like, I don't know how this is all going to resolve. The fall of Kyoto. So now I'm at war with him, so that's fine. I might need more troops, though, because he was a lot stronger. It's probably fine. But I will grab the second stack of guys. There we go. I'll just grab these guys and send them over to Kyoto. I'm on a harsh treat and just make sure no rebels pop up at the moment. Oh, I forgot to restate, which is a huge loss of money. Don't do that. Make sure to restate. Unfortunately, unstating is painful and it's going to hurt your economy for a bit. But we'll be able to recover, I'm sure. Actually, can transfer trade from the Philippines now. And then this war, I basically just have to take Kyoto. I'm going to change my autonomy here. Just make sure we don't get any rebels. So I'm going to end this war. I'm just going to grab the state of Kyoto. So all those provinces and money. This will give the event the fall of Kyoto. Will be the new shogunate. And that will move our capital to Kyoto. So now that's done, any future subjects we make are going to be daimyos. So we can just kind of go through and start building up the swarm. When we get these new subjects, they're going to be a lot more loyal. We should start to annex maybe a couple more of our subjects, speaking of, if I can. We have 4 diplomats this time, so we maybe can do 4 subjects. But Yusigi is super disloyal at the moment. I'm going to max out my radar collection slider for a bit. Try off my fleet. And I can get rid of some mercs for a bit. Just going to get rid of the Grand Company. Trying to earn some money again. We have Mill 9 here. Some new units. Looking good. And what we want to do now is just kind of finish the mission tree up, so we can just get the CB on anybody. But we can't start kind of building our vassal swarm at this point. Could provoke rebels up here because I want to get out of here. I'm going to send my armies down over here, though. This is kind of the next region we're going to hit. So I'm going to go ahead and declare war on Jambi. We're just going to declare Majapahit campaigns. Got a pretty large fleet here, so we should be in good shape. I'm going to dive Yusigi a tiny bit so he's loyal. He does have a pretty big army. Not that I think he'll sail over. Would be cool if he would, but, you know, the AI does not really like to do that. So from here on out, I'm just going to basically vassalize everybody. So everyone in this war, I'll just go ahead and vassalize. And they'll be daimyos now. So they should be pretty loyal as daimyos. You're never going to have professionalism in these areas because you need to just constantly recruit mercenaries. Because you're like, yeah, I'm never going to be able to get to that island. And that's how it goes. At least for me. So just go get rid of those mercs. So we're going to vassalize Kalatin. Then we're going to vassalize Jambai. So a couple new vassals added in. I'm going to start annexing some of my subjects here. I think I have 4 that are ready to go. Let's just go ahead and annex those. I suppose we can annex Tidor now. We were holding out on him, but I don't know if he continues to colonize. So maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But he does have some nice cloves. So we are starting 4 annexations at the same time. And there's this nice ability here. Let's just get a bunch of diplo up. That's helpful for keeping our subjects loyal. If we manage to keep them loyal enough, we can go ahead and divert trade. For now, I can't really do that much, but I'm hoping soon we'll get there. I can divert trade here. It's easier with daimyos because they're calculated differently. As painful as it is, it might be smart to re-core up my land, make a bit more money that way. I think I will go ahead and start coring up my land. So I just spent 700 points doing that. I'll start doing that throughout time. I don't really need to spend my admin points coring. I can just subjects now, so that's okay. Obviously, it's not ideal. I had to do that, but I hadn't been coring out things throughout the campaign, so really I wasn't wasting too much, hopefully. Could move my main trade node back down over here. I really want to get the trade over here. It's going to be nice to have. I got to head my guys back over to Japan for rebels. Suppose I could just do coexistence policy and colonize because it's free, but I'm not really going to care much about that other than that. I'm going to grab a land right, and then I'm going to sell titles, seize land. Looks good. I like to keep my crown land above 20. We're almost to the point where we're kind of going to be scaling in and making a lot of money. We'll get to there soon. I'll send my army down here, get ready to go to war with some of the nations down here. We are slightly coalition, but not by everybody. Importantly, Malacca's not coalition with us for whatever reason. We'll take it. Almost done with quality, just 1 more to go. It's going to be helpful. I'm just going to declare Majapahit campaign on Ika. He has no friends. I'll just let my vassals handle it. I'll lower my legitimacy for some national unrest. Yuchigi's disloyal as per usual. He has a lot of land, so it's kind of rough. I could probably curry favors for trust, and that would help. Should definitely do that with all my guys if I can. Make sure I divert trade if they're happy. I can royal marry if they're happy too. So I'll make sure I'm diverting trade a bit more. I'm going to annex Samba here. Need another land, right? Though you want to fight this, you're just looking for the path of least resistance, like whatever that is. Try to find the easiest war possible, and then go for that every time. I'll look for a diplo advisor now. I'm just trying to get a little bit more relations so I can divert trade comfortably. I'm just going to divert trade even if they're a little mad for a second. They'll be fine. So I'm just going to vassalize okay here. Just kind of going through and adding people one at a time. I'm going to make him divert trade. Actually, it's going to make Yusigi divert trade as well. He's not doing anything up there anyways. He can be mad if he wants. I'm actually going to get rid of the integration policy though. That way the Liberty Desire isn't just going down. Now the Malacca trade is really good, so that's kind of what we're going after here. So it's time to declare war on Malacca. I'm just going to go for that. Majapahit campaign. This war does look like it could be a little harder, but I'm not too worried about this war. We have a navy, most importantly. They're kind of doing some sort of base race, but I'm just going to siege them down while they siege my subjects. That's totally fine. In fact, we can just fight them here. They have no general. This will be a bit of a longer war. There's a lot of people in it. But also this war should have a lot of value. And finish off quality. That's going to give me this policy that gives you less diplo annexation costs and more income from vassals, which should be helpful. A bit more money from the vassals, well, at least the loyal ones. Yusigi's a stubborn guy. I could just dab Yusigi, I suppose, to give a bit more. But I feel like he's a problem. We'll have to annex him someday, and then it'll be better. It'll take a while to annex him, though, I'm sure. We are getting sieged over here, which is kind of annoying. I didn't even know we were at war with that guy. But we'll go over here and deal with him. We're just going to run down his troops, and that should get him out of the war. Let's go ahead and vassalize Brunei. Get all that occupancy back. Got a mission done as well. It's a mission here. Looks good. My subjects are getting killed over there. I gotta get back in there and help them out. I'm going to divert trade with my new subjects. I'm going to hire the free company to help out over here. He does have quite a few troops. Gonna raise autonomy where I can. Gonna subjugate Patani. Gonna have to go over and siege this guy down. He has 2 forts though, so I might just barrage assault. It's mostly just mercenary manpower. I didn't co-belligerate this guy, unfortunately, so I can't vassalize him. So I'm just gonna have to make him renewal his alliance for a shorter truce. His time will come. They all do. He has 33,000 troops. It's pretty impressive. Maybe impressive enough to pull out the independent army. Why not? Better to be overkilled than underkill. Mercenaries win wars. Now, can I just kill him without assistance? Of course he got the siege. But yeah, I did beat him. Trying to get there, there's just so many forts. We'll say Malacca's a hard war. I'm going to go and vassalize Malacca. It might free his former subject, which is okay. We'll just have to get him later. Yeah, I did free him. And he'll be free for a long time, I think. Yeah, 15 years, sadly. Maybe he'll ally to somebody. The dream is that these two ally. Maybe they will. You never know. But Malacca's going to divert trade. I'm going to move my trade capital over here to Malacca. And then I'm just going to transfer instead. I'm going to start making a lot more money from trade. The mission here done as well. Now I have the Majapahit campaign on all Chinese culture groups. And of course, the last one is going to give me that CB on the entirety of the game. I'll get rid of the independent army. So just waiting for a truce with this next guy. It's going to be in 3 years. Due to wild Mamluks appears. Colonial Mamluks. I'm going to start paying off my debts. It's going to take some time though. We may need another land, right? We've actually been coring up things slowly. We're kind of close to full stating Seth. But we probably will need another land right soon. In fact, we might as well just grant it now. This will be the 3rd land right granted out. I suppose I'll grab Religious Wars. Mill 10. My truce with, I don't want to try to pronounce it, is up. I'm going to declare war. Yes, I don't know how to pronounce it, is his name. I'm going to grab Military Engineering. Because, you know, we may like to barrage occasionally. Not addicted. First going through, we want this guy to divert our trade. Trade is kind of our main source of income over here. Everyone diverting trade to us is pretty nice. Because the daimyo is pretty, you know, daimyos are pretty nice. So we're down to just a couple more to core up. Finally made it through. You don't have to core everything up. You could play in half states. I just figured my admin wasn't super important since I'm not coring. Catching up my diplo slowly. My tech's not great, but it's not the worst. So this war is just a nice and easy vassalize and money. Then I'm going to divert trade. I'm going to go ahead and declare Majapahit campaign. The Mamluks will not help, so it's good timing. I can get rid of these last couple guys. So I'm just going to vassalize both these guys. Pretty easy wars. Just cleaning up the last couple subjects that need to be added to the fold. So let's go ahead and just vassalize this guy. I think he's the last one in the area that wasn't vassalized, I believe. So that means we can kind of move up out of the islands here. We finally got everything in a full state. So that's looking good. So let's turn off our maintenance for a little bit. Just kind of raking some money. Wait for my manpower to recover. Then we're going to be ready to go to more wars. Ming's imploded here. And maybe I should take advantage of that and do some Majapahit campaigns. Because, yeah, these guys aren't going to be very strong for a bit. So I think I am going to do that. Seems like a good opportunity. We'll just declare war on all of them. So declare war on Wu. You know, just kind of, they have no allies. They're all like at war with other people already too. Yeah, these should be pretty free. I mean, you have to take free subjects when they're given to you. I mean, Shun could be strong in a little while, but I think right now is the perfect time. So I'm just run up to Shun before he gets strong. Oh, he has a lot of guys actually already. So maybe we just murk up. Don't take any chances. Independent army. This is a 5 siege general. That's crazy. Love that. Shun's definitely a huge nation. It'd be pretty huge to get him going. I'm at war with Korea. How? I did not mean to be at war with Korea. We're going to go with hunt enemy ships. So I kind of need to upgrade my fleet. Hope we're okay. Because, yeah, I didn't realize I was at war with Korea. He's going to be a menace over there. He snuck into that war. Hey, one war at a time, though. And Shun's going to be a bit painful to win, I think. Shun had no guys to start, but he's going to make sure it's painful. But the 5 siege guy is also insane. So I'm just going to go around and barrage and murder Shun. We're quickly winning, actually. But this war is going to be a huge value. But it's also going to be a lot of war score. I'm just focusing on the one war target, kind of. Putting all my efforts into that. Ming's going to implode more, though. Korea's a problem, but he also is going to live there. Well, maybe not. He's 54,000. He's 54 ships. Maybe he can beat me. But anyhow, let's continue this war. Just gonna run and barrage these forts to get that 5 siege guy. Well, maybe we'll kill this guy right here. Like, of course, Shun's gonna put up a fight. He had 4,000 guys when I declared war, though. He debated me. I was like, this is gonna be easy. Just gonna barrage his souls so I can win the war before he does. Actually, I'll get the siege first, easily. 5 siege. 38 days. All right, hopefully that's enough. No, not quite. Shun's gonna be stubborn because he's a pretty big nation. I'm gonna go ahead and make Shun a vassal. And my subjects have done a number over here, so that's good. I put in some work. I might have to go to Korea, though, which is really not what I want. But maybe Shun will go to Korea. No, he certainly hates me, right? Like, maybe I should try to get Shun, like, happy. I think he's very upset, though. So I'm just deving up Shun a little bit. Now he's happy, so he's going to deal with Korea for me, I hope. The dream. I need to improve with Shun, though. And that was a little bit of a greedy war. Like, I wasn't going to attack these guys like this, but it's just opportunity presented itself. In fact, maybe I just do subjugate Ming. Yeah, I'm just going to go and go for that war. And maybe I just deal with his rebels instead of having to split up all... No, it's too late. Okay, well, what do? I was going to try to save him from defection, but nothing I could do. But what I can do is declare war on this new guy, trying to, like, get free bits of China, I guess. And in the process, going to way too many wars. I want to, like, beat these wars before they start, though. This one's going to be fast. I wasted all my manpower this whole thing. You know how it is. So I'm going to vassalize you. Now, I probably do need to dev for the next institution, so we probably will dev over here. And we'll start doing that now. I'm just going to hard focus on that. New deity, though. Let's get the Diplo up. And I think we can get more Diplo up here. We have to constantly refresh this, though, which is a bit annoying. So I'm just going to dev the institution over here. It'll take a bit. I don't think I have a points for it now. Maybe. We have quite a bit of power points. Okay, we did manage to dev the institution. Won't be able to embrace it for a little bit, but we'll definitely get there soon. So I'm going to vassalize Delhi. Well, not yet. Looks like he's being stubborn. There we go. Vassalize Delhi. I'm getting slightly coalitioned. Probably fair. Yeah, people are getting mad over here. I've been a little bit aggressive. I'm going to kick off a war against Deviate just because I know I'm going to get coalitioned afterwards. I'm thinking, why not? We have quite the big vassal swarm. It's a good bit of guys that will be able to help us. I have a lot of mercs, but I make a lot of money. So I'm not actually losing money. I'm just helping Ming deal with his rebels, sort of. I need to deal with Korea as well. So I just need to peace out Korea. Oh, Ming still has a good chunk of land. It takes a combined effort to deal with Ming's rebels at this point. But we're all putting in the work. I need a new merc company. They're running out of manpower, so Grand Company up. My force one's getting pretty big, though, too. I need a boat over here and deal with this guy. I'm going to vassalize Taiwan. I'm going to vassalize Ming. Ming is super disloyal for now. Pay off his debt a bit. And we can probably dev him a bit. I'm going to have to improve with Ming. So I'll start improving relations with Ming. So I'm just going to wipe East Korea in that war. I'm going to vassalize Wu. I'm going to put an army's low on manpower from rebels to Ming and Ming. Hate to see it, but I think we got Ming under control, roughly. We can actually pay attention to this war that we were doing. So we're making some headway in this war, or our subjects are. So we're kind of wrapping up this war with Deviate. I'll just peace out Lana, because I can't subjugate him. Then I'm just going to go ahead and vassalize Deviate. He's going to start off disloyal and guard the institution here. Looking pretty good. We do need to kind of catch back up in tech. We fell a little behind since we had to dev the institution. I'll do one last war here. Might as well grab Korea. Pretty useful guy to have. I'm being a little bit careless towards the end here, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go ahead and vassalize Korea now. I think that'll wrap it up pretty well. You can see here we have a ton of subjects, and obviously Korea is not loyal, but everyone else is loyal. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll catch you in the next one.